Hi guys, my name is Marielle, and for today's life coaching video, I wanted to ask you guys a few questions. And these questions are hopefully going to help you get unstuck. So there's a lot of times in life that we feel like we're in a bit of a rut. Maybe it is our limiting beliefs that are holding us back. Maybe we just don't really know how to move forward. Maybe we're dealing with fear. Whatever it is, we just can't seem to get out of where we are. And I think the great thing about these moments, and something that we don't realize, is that we already have all of the answers that we are looking for inside of us. Life coaching is honestly a pretty easy job ultimately when you realize that you can't help fix other people. We are all responsible for ourselves, and we can only fix ourselves. So the wonderful thing about life coaching is that it's ultimately about asking the right questions. So I'm going to give you guys a few questions today that I hope you will use in the future. Maybe sit down and journal about them, especially in moments where you're feeling that like you're stuck, like you're not moving forward. So the first question is, and I've got all my questions written down so I don't forget them. The first question is what you think of yourself that is holding you back really true? Now, this is a big question because a lot of times we have all of this conditioning from childhood. We have all of these beliefs that these stories that we've told ourselves since we were little that have convinced us of certain things, and they create limiting beliefs and we believe them. It can be really hard for our conditioned mind to want to change. It can be really hard for us it can be really hard for us to want to evolve when we're dealing with these preconceived notions of who we are, of what our limits are. So if you are stuck in the sense that you're holding yourself back, you have these beliefs about yourself that are creating your limits in life, then this is a great question for you. Is what you think of yourself that is holding you back really true? And then the next question, sticking with that, would be, do you have proof? Do you have proof that what you believe of yourself is true? And to add on to that, if so, or if not, could you prove yourself wrong? So spend a little bit of time thinking about that. A lot of times with limiting beliefs, it's just things that we have created in our own minds. We create our own realities based on our perceptions, based on our upbringing, based on all of that conditioning that's happened over the years. But you can chip away at those things by asking the right questions. And I think a lot of times you'll realize that, if I'm like, I don't go after my dream job because I'm scared that I'm not good enough. Well, is that true? Who's saying that I'm not good enough? I haven't even gone out and tried it. Do I have proof that I'm not good enough? Well, how could I possibly have proof if I haven't gone after it? And could I prove myself wrong? Yeah, by doing it, by going after what it is that I want. So that is a great question. Then the second question would be, what would you have to do or be more of, or do less and be less of, in order to get what you want? Now, I love this question, and it was actually phrased a little bit differently when we were in our life coach training. But essentially, it is asking, if there is something that you want and you're having trouble getting there, what are those roadblocks? What are the things that you're gonna have to say yes to in order to get it? And what are the things that you're gonna have to start saying no to? A lot of times, gosh, I think about this. I often think about the company that we keep. If for some reason my mind always goes in that direction, because I think a lot of times being mindful of the company that we keep can ultimately change situations a lot. So if you're in company that isn't lifting you up, that isn't supporting you, that isn't supporting your dreams, maybe this is something that you need a little bit less of, and what you need more of is finding people that do support you, that do encourage you, that do lift you up. In the same sense, if you're dealing with fear, if you're dealing with insecurities, what are the kind of self-talk what is the kind of self-talk that you need to have with yourself in these situations? again, make a list. What is everything that you're gonna have to start doing or being more of? What are all the things that you are gonna start saying yes to so that you can get what you want, so that you can move forward, achieve your dreams? What are all the things that you're gonna have to do less of, be less of, and say no to? I think creating those 2 lists can be incredibly powerful, can be incredibly enlightening, because a lot of times we don't realize those things that are holding us back. And I think it's in our power. Everything is a choice. So you can pick and choose who to surround yourself with. You can pick and choose the thoughts that are helping you or not, the things that are, you know, lifting you up or not. So that is a great question. The third question would be, how have your fears and limiting beliefs been holding you back? So kind of going back to the fact that we are all, you know, from a young age, open tape recorders, we're absorbing all this information, and that becomes part of our conscience. And as we move into adulthood, we're still dealing with a lot of that conditioning, a lot of those, again, a lot of those stories that we convinced ourselves of since we were young, and they become our limiting beliefs. They create our fears. So, how are those things holding you back? Do you even know what they are? Could you recognize what your limiting beliefs of yourself are, and acknowledge how they're holding you back? And I think by having that awareness, you can then address them, and I think start to move away from them. Find beliefs that work more in your favor. Prove yourself wrong about those limiting beliefs. And face your fears. I am a firm believer that fears are often a good telling sign of things that you should be doing. We're usually quite scared of following our dreams, following our passions. The things that scare us the most are usually the things that I would encourage you to go after. And the last one, are you living your life in line with your core values and life purpose? So the very first video that I did here was all about values and life purpose, and I think every single day we should be asking ourselves whether we're living our life in line with those things. Because a lot of times when we go off track is when we feel stuck. Things aren't resonating, we're not feeling inspired, we're not feeling motivated, and it's probably because we are not being true to who we are or who we want to be or the life that we want to be living. So always coming back to those values and that life purpose, and doing that quick little check-in to make sure that we're on track. So those are the 4 questions that I would encourage you to use whenever you're feeling stuck. I have plenty more, so I'll be coming back to you with many more that you can use in different types of situations, but I'd love to know how you get on with these. So always keep me posted, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.